Deputy President, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Mason is a gargantuan of Irish theatre who has brought to the stage the most important plays of the Irish, European and American canons in landmark and definitive productions. The sheer scale and breadth of his achievement is extraordinary. Producing over 150 new Irish plays, his award-winning work includes premiere productions of among the most important texts from Ireland's leading playwrights. Tom Murphy's The Gilly Concert, Brian Friel's Dancing at Lunasa, Frank McGuinness's Observe the Sons of Ulster Marching Towards the Somme, Marina Carr, By the Bog of Cats. He has directed new plays by Stuart Parker, Hugh Leonard, Seamus Heaney and Sebastian Barry. And he is known for his accomplished revivals, which reveal his deep understanding of theatre history and stagecraft. For Dancing at Lunasa, Mason was awarded a Tony for Best Theatre Direction and a Drama Desk for Outstanding Direction of a Play. He has received Harvey's Awards for a number of productions, including one for the premiere of Thomas Kilroy's A Talbot's Box. And for his work as artistic director at the Abbey Theatre, he was honoured with an Irish Times Special Theatre Award. Mason is possibly the most important artistic import that Ireland has ever had the pleasure to offer citizenship. Born to an Irish mother and English father, he was educated in England and studied at the Central School of Speech and Drama in London. He first came to Dublin to assist Hugh Hunt in his production of The Silver Tassie for the Abbey Theatre. Mason would return to O'Casey's masterpiece in courageous and acclaimed theatre and opera productions, and he would return after a sojourn lecturing at Manchester University to the Abbey Theatre, his alma mater. Mason claims the Abbey Theatre defines his work because it is a writer's theatre, and his quest to reveal a rich text for what it is, a deeply human thing, emotional and intellectual, found form brilliantly in his now legendary collaborations with playwright Tom MacIntyre, actor Tom Hickey, and designer Bronwen Casson. Their production of The Great Hunger was, in particular, a groundbreaking performance of radical imagistic innovation. It was a call to the psyche and the senses, and it invigorated Irish theatre. Moreover, this work, which toured to critical acclaim nationally and internationally, was one that linked the National Theatre directly back to its founder, to Yeats's experimental dance plays, to the power and potency of pure theatrical gesture. Yeats is for Mason the constant conscience of the Abbey, and his tenure as artistic director of the National Theatre Society from 1994 to 1999 resounded with Yeats's call for art and intellect to integrate with the political and the social. Putting the Abbey at the centre of public debate, Mason questioned certain artistic policies of the time that sought to undermine the institution's position as the locus of dramatic dialogue between the Irish people and their writers. And he secured ultimately not only the financial future of the national stage, but reinforced its powerful voice and its relevancy. Most notably, when in 1994, in response to the IRA ceasefire, he seized the moment with a new production of McGuinness's masterpiece, Observe the Sons of Ulster Marching Towards the Somme. And when the UVF called a ceasefire that happened to coincide with the production run, there occurred a powerful chiming of politics, history, and art. A distinction of Mason's stewardship of the Abbey was the inclusion of world theatre alongside Irish repertoire, and his memorable and daring production of Tony Kushner's Angels in America demonstrated both his innate artistic brilliance and his moral courage. and his Abbey productions of Arthur Miller and Luigi Pirandello affirmed his belief that, most especially in a national theatre, art has no national borders. Mason's work has been acclaimed on the international stage in London and Edinburgh, in the United States, and on mainland Europe, in the Netherlands, Denmark, and Russia, and farther afield in Australia and the Far East. He has worked as choreographer, voice coach. He has written drama for radio and adapted plays for the stage. And his love of music, evident in productions such as Friel's Performances, is given full rein in opera, where his directing credits include Janáček, Verdi, Mozart, and Lurtzing, in productions for the English National Opera, Buxton Festival, Welsh National Opera, Opera North, and Wexford International Festival. As much as Mason has been associated with the Abbey Theatre, his work laterally for the Gate Theatre Dublin animates and reimagines classic productions for new audiences in performances of George Bernard Shaw, Oscar Wilde, Noel Coward, and Tom Stoppard, amongst others. Throughout his career, Mason has forged enduring creative partnerships with playwrights Frank McGuinness, Thomas Kilroy, Brian Friel, and Tom Murphy. And he believes the playwright to be an essential, elucidating presence in rehearsal, integral in the process to make word and action in performance vivid to the imagination. He has collaborated with the foremost actors of his generation, with Maureen Toll, Olwen Fuer, Donal McCann, Ingrid Craigie, and with sonographers, with Monica Frawley, Wendy Shea, Frank Hallinan-Flood, and Francis O'Connor. His very considerable body of work with sonographer Joe Vanek marks a creative affiliation that inspires and enthralls. Mason prefers the term producer to describe his multifaceted process, his leading out of something with a group of very disparate talents, from writer to actor to designer and lighting designer. And his work in rehearsal is to create the texture of production, to make curious, to stimulate, to provoke, to make ultimately form and meaning. It is the stuff of the alchemy of theatre, leading out the imaginations of artists to meet and hold the imaginations of audiences. It is our great fortune to have Patrick Mason at work in Irish theatre, where his immense craft, his intellect, his generosity, his artistry, and his imagination place the director as producer at the core of Irish theatrical experience. Prehor anabilis pro praeses totaque universitas, presento vobis hunc meum filium, quem sciotam moribus, quam doctrina habilum et idoneum esse qui amiditator, honoris causa, ad gradum doctoratus in litteris, idique tibi fide, mea testo expondeo, totique academiae.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, admitto te ad gradum doctoratatis in litteris honoris causa.